Hi Pisces, welcome to your reading for the month of May. My name is Kimberly from The Path Illuminated. Welcome to my new YouTube channel. I've just started this channel, so looking forward to doing more readings and connecting with the collective. This will be a general reading for the month of May, Pisces, so it may resonate, it may not. If it doesn't resonate, don't try to force it. I am a tarot reader, an alignment guide, and a coach. I do not see myself as a psychic or fortune teller, but I am an energy reader. So whatever comes through during the reading, I believe those messages are for the evolution of your soul, to provide you with some perspective, some food for thought, some feedback, and hopefully some support and inspiration. I am recording this on April 18th. And we are still in Aries season, but quickly marching towards Taurus season. I am not an astrologist, but I do follow astrology. And on the 19th/20th, we have the new moon solar eclipse in Aries. So I don't know about you, but I'm definitely feeling that energy. And on Friday, we are moving into Mercury retrograde. So definitely will give you the advice that I give to myself and anybody else. Mercury retrograde is all about the reconsidering, reconfiguring, resetting, reestablishing, and lots of rest. So, you know, the normal things apply. When in doubt, take a step back. Expect delays and miscommunications. Here's a flipped card. Double and triple check emails and contracts. Back up your computers, your laptops. The usual advice is normally don't text your ex, but as I'll say here with regard to the reading, you know, Pisces, you know about yourself, your situation in your life better than anybody else. So always trust yourself, your own guidance and intuition above anyone or anything else. And always remember that you have free will. Thank you, angels, spirits, and guides, for giving me a clear and accurate reading for the Pisces collective for the month of May. I'm going to start by pulling 5 cards for the overall energy. Then I will pull some clarifiers, and then I will close it out with a card from the Animal Spirit deck. I hope Aries season has been good for you, Pisces. I myself am a Pisces sun and rising with an Aries moon. I always enjoy Aries season and the shift in energy, the momentum. Who doesn't love spring? Although I'm in California in the Bay Area in the US, and we have had a particularly long winter, so to speak. I'm in the Bay Area, so it's not like we've had snow necessarily, although we've had some hail. It's just been really chilly and cold for a while, and I'm begging the weather gods for a 60-degree day. All right, angel, spirits, and guides, can you please give me one more card for the overall energy of the reading? I do have to say that I've had some challenges with this collective Pisces reading, which I think is pretty hilarious because I've done all of the others. I've had to record this several times. There's just been like, true to Mercury retrograde shadow period. For me, sometimes the shadow period, which is like a couple of weeks prior, can be more intense for me. So I've definitely have been noticing a lot of communication and technology glitches. I don't know if you have, but just, you know, it's good to remind yourself that like any sort of irritations, setbacks, miscommunications, frustrations, you know, they're all temporary. They can be irritating in the moment, but I feel like the universe has a really great sense of humor. So I get frustrated and then I laugh at myself for getting frustrated at the little things, you know. Please give me a clarifying card for this 10 of Cups in reverse. Also interesting because, you know, before any reading that I do, I shuffle several times prior to recording because I don't, you know, even though I am shuffling live the like major shuffles I do off camera because that would just take forever. But it's interesting that like I've had to try to do this reading a few times now, and it's definitely has been a lot of similar energy. So I always find that really interesting. Thank you, angel spirits and guides. Can I please get a card to clarify this 10 of Cups? So the first card out, as I'm trying to pull these clarifiers, I'll just like, all right. You're currently in a situation that is emotionally unfulfilling. Maybe at one time it was fulfilling, or maybe you expected this situation that you've been investing in, whatever it is, to bring you the fulfillment and satisfaction that you had anticipated, but it isn't that. The moon, I love the moon card. I also have like this really cool moon tattoo on my arm. The moon in astrology is associated with Cancer, and tarot is often associated with Pisces. So during the month of May, Pisces, you're very aware that the situation that you're in, whether it's a relationship or a job or a group of friends, whatever the situation is, you are having to acknowledge that it is no longer emotionally fulfilling. And you are working to connect very deeply with your intuition, spirit, and the universe to try to determine your path forward from this place of frustration and feeling blocked. Now, obviously, on a dark night, even on during a full moon, right? The moon provides illumination, but it's not the same as the sun. So I think Pisces, you know, we are a very intuitive sign, but there are still some unknowns at this moment. And just like lean into the discomfort of not knowing. I think all of us right now, especially with eclipse season and Mercury retrograde, I think all of us are going to be challenged to start to get comfortable with the unknown and trusting spirit. Whatever change this is, it's definitely going to require a leap of faith during the month of May, Pisces. The Fool is card 0. It's the first of the major arcana. And if you look at the image, right, you see this figure that is basking in the sun and frolicking and enjoying the journey with his little dog. But there is a ledge, right? And he's about to go over the ledge, and oftentimes making a huge transition, and we are in a huge transitional period right now, especially with eclipse season. It requires a leap of faith, right? So this very much, I think, corresponds to the previous card of the moon, that like there are going to be some unknowns. And that is very difficult because it brings up a lot of triggers and discomfort. One more card, please, to clarify the Ten of Wands in reverse, spirit. Just try to get more cards so I can really sit with this reading and pick up the energy and messages. All right, I'm probably going to indulge myself and pull some additional clarifiers, but let me just sit with the initial reading. So yeah, the situation that you're dealing with in the month of May, you've come to the conclusion that it's emotionally unfulfilling. You are being pushed to be in your King of Swords energy and to really understand who you are, and to get, you have clarity of mind in the sense that you very much understand that the situation that you're in is not where you want to be. And you're really having to sit with yourself and own your own authority and your ability to shift and change. So I'm drawn to the butterflies in this card, that you know that there is a transformation coming for you, and you are doing your best to remain logical and balanced in your approach to moving on from this situation. Again, the moon is you connecting with spirit, your intuition. I think during the month of May, Pisces, you're really going to be tapping into spirit and working to trust the path that it's illuminating for you, even though everything is not very clear. You might, during the month of May, feel a bit of a delay. We have the Page of Wands in reverse, clarifying the moon. So Page of Wands is all about a passionate new start, a new beginning. Pages are, novice. They are just starting out. They have a lot to consider and a lot to learn. So I feel like you feel the momentum, the energy, and the passion to move out of the situation into a new one, but you're feeling a bit of a delay because you can't exactly see the path, and so you're working through those blockages. But I think it's all about accepting that during the month of May and understanding that this is totally normal, especially during a Mercury retrograde season and period, and understanding that a lot of times these quote unquote setbacks and delay come to us as a gift from the spirit to give us some time to rest, to reconsider and reflect on our current situation and how we want to move forward, because moving out of this place of being emotionally unfulfilled and frustrated with a lack of satisfaction is going to require you to take a leap of faith. It may feel like things are not really moving in your favor during the month of May, but I believe that that is just a perception. It's the way that things are going to feel, because it's really interesting with these transits that are coming up with this eclipse season and the new moon and solar eclipse in Aries. And the Mercury retrograde right after. It's like these energies are kind of conflicting in the sense that you'll feel I just want to move forward. I want to get things done. Why can't I figure out what's next? But it's that retrograde. So it's like the friction and the discomfort of not knowing how to move forward or how to work through this and feeling a bit stuck is actually going to help you to determine what your path is. You might be feeling impatient during this time, but understand that's just a feeling. Spirit is providing this perceived delay in your favor to help you with your patience. It's sort of like, I know that one of my biggest struggles is patience. And what does that mean? That means a lot of the lessons that I have gotten from the universe have triggered my impatience and challenged me. You're really working through getting out of this mental conflict, and the end to this painful cycle is coming. If you can work through the unknowns, the stuck feeling, and the impatience, it's going to end. And I think that this eclipse season, eclipses bring faded events and energy. So I think that your focus during the month of May and your call from spirit is to really connect with your higher self and with your spirit guides. Work on your meditation, your journaling, all of the things that keep you spiritually connected, and do some cleansing, some saging, whatever you need to do to feel grounded and to work through being triggered, having your impatience triggered, because the one thing you don't want to do during Mercury retrograde is to be super impulsive and to make choices that are actually going to set you back. Although I will say, as an aside, that for me personally, I don't believe in mistakes. I think whatever you're doing, whatever decisions you're making, even if it's less than ideal, whatever lessons come up, whatever you learn from it is for the evolution of your soul. So even if you do make an impulsive decision, Pisces, it's something that you will learn from. The 10 of Wands in reverse clarified by the 6 of Wands in reverse. So the 10 of Wands, when it's upright, it's a 10, and 10s in Tarot are endings. And if it was upright, this would be finally laying down burdens, finally laying down the need to do it all, to be it all, to have it all figured out. But it's in reverse. So during the month of May, there might be some resistance to stop the overworking, to stop the overdoing. It just might feel like And then there's the Six of Wands, which is also in reverse. Six of Wands upright is typically victory. I think you're going to be struggling during the month of May, Pisces, with accepting that it's okay to not do it all. Focus on the things that feel aligned. Focus on the things that help you to tap into your intuition, your inner knowing, and that make you feel connected to spirit. I think, though, that it's going to be a challenge because you have probably, like me, you know, if you want it done right, you have to do it yourself. So I think that there's going to be a bit of a challenge of you believing like, if I lay these burdens down, I'm not going to be successful, because if I don't do it all, who's going to do it for me? But I think it's going to be a challenge from the universe to trust a little bit more and to let go of the things that burden you, so you can be more open to the messages and the guidance that spirit is giving you, because oftentimes we get so busy with doing and even thinking and overthinking that it can be hard for us to actually tap into our intuition, because we feel like we constantly have to be thinking about and worrying about if the next shoe is going to drop. And the thing is whatever happens outside of us, we don't actually have control over. And eclipse season and Mercury retrograde are here to remind us of that. But I definitely see it as a challenge, especially when your impatience is triggering. You're like, well, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do it myself, right? But really, if you can just deal with the triggers and you know that something is coming to an end, and once that comes to an end, your mental conflict is going to be resolved. Just ride the waves this month, Pisces. You're going to be okay. May I please get a clarifying card for the Ten of Cups in reverse and the King of Swords, Spirit? I think this eclipse season and this Mercury retrograde are just going to be really, really intense for all of us. Pretty much all of the messages that I've gotten have been to retreat within, to connect with yourself and with spirit, because there's going to be a lot of noise externally and it can be very triggering and distracting. And I think that finding a way to quiet your mind so that you can hear the messages from spirit and your higher self is going to be key. So strength is clarifying the Ten of Cups in reverse and the King of Swords. Yeah, so the universe is going to continue to provide you with divine guidance and strength to get you through this really challenging transition. You know, you really are being set up to go on this brand new fool's journey, and it's going to require a level of trust and patience that you didn't think was possible for yourself, Pisces. Especially with my Pisces sun, Pisces rising, and Aries moon, impatience and impulsivity are the two things that have been my biggest challenges in my life. And this year in particular, the universe has told me that those are the things I really need to master. So I think that there's definitely going to be some triggers, some tests, one day at a time. That's what I always say. Queen of Wands clarifies the Moon and the Page of Wands in reverse. Even though you might feel unsure, unclear about this path, you can't see everything, you feel like there's a bit of a delay in you getting started, ultimately you are the Queen of Wands. Remember who you are. You are abundant, you are vivacious, you are attractive. Don't forget who you are just because currently you're on this new path. Deep down, you are the Queen of Wands, and Spirit wants you to remember that. And it's also, I see this as, I know for myself, people might perceive me as this Queen of Wands, as somebody who has it all together, but deep down I feel like this Page of Wands in reverse. But other people see me as this person that has it all together and like I know what I'm doing. I really don't. I'm just winging it like everybody else. I'm just human. So Hierophant in reverse is clarifying the Fool. and the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So, you know, during the month of May, there might be some challenges, again, with connecting to your intuition. But you also might feel a call to because when you see the Hierophant in the upright position, it can be about deepening your spiritual education, finding a guide or a guru or a coach, or just connecting deeper with spirit. And I'm seeing this as like, you might feel a bit of a disconnection from spirit, but ultimately this is going to help you to realize that you are the only person that knows what's right for you. There's no guide, there's no guru, there's no person outside of yourself that is actually going to be able to guide you on the path that you need to go on. So even though things might feel blocked, trust the process. So Temperance in reverse, clarified by the Ten of Swords, is clarified by the Seven of Swords. So there might be, Seven of Swords can talk about deception depending on the reading. I really see this oftentimes as getting over ourselves and the ways that we deceive ourselves, and overthinking and talking ourselves out of doing what we know we need to do. So I would say, Pisces, that the advice is to, even though you might feel really impatient and question what is going on, understand that if you can deal with some of the cognitive dissonance of, I think, believing like it's just supposed to be super easy and I'm just supposed to know, and like da 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 da, and like what about this and what about that, and just understand that whatever is coming to an end, it's for your benefit. And even if it might seem very conflicting for you, if you can continue to trust yourself, even when things feel really chaotic and like things aren't going your way, I think that you're going to be okay. And just, you know, to point to the like typical meaning of deception, deceit, betrayal, you know, just be aware of the company that you keep, Pisces, always. You don't need to be paranoid or be hyperfixated on quote unquote red flags, but just trust that if you're feeling a certain way around somebody's energy, if you feel drained, if you feel anxious, if you feel depressed, if you just feel a certain way, trust yourself and walk away from people that create inner conflict for yourself. Life is challenging enough. We have enough to deal with. Don't put yourself around people who are making you feel the ick, as I would say. So if you can get over your resistance to laying it down, if you can get over the false belief that you have to do it all or you won't find success, if you can start to really tap into that inner knowing that spirit has you and is going to guide you, it's ultimately going to lead you to stability in your life in all areas. You are building a solid foundation. It's just going to be some resistance. It's going to be challenging because you're in a place of not feeling emotionally fulfilled. You know you're deeply connected to spirit, but you're feeling blocked. You're not really sure how you're going to move forward. You know that a leap of faith is required, but not just anybody can help you through this transitional period in your life. And so you're going to have to trust yourself and your knowing. You know, be clear about your intentions, accept endings for what they are, deal with the impatience, remove yourself from people, places, and situations that create more inner conflict, and understand that at the end of the day, your thoughts create your reality. So if you continue to believe, Pisces, that you have to do it all or you will not find success, you're not going to be open to the guidance and support that the universe is providing for you. So just take time during the month of May to really focus on yourself, on your spiritual hygiene, on your spiritual practices, so that you can get through any of these blocks and delays and not lose faith in what spirit is calling you to. Yeah, so I'm going to pull a card from the Animal Spirit deck to close it out. If these messages resonated, please like and subscribe, as they say on the YouTubes. Thanks again for being here. All right. So the card we have is Gazelle. I'm going to read from the book, so just give me a moment to find that. This is fire energy according to this book. Gazelle. Okay. Heightened awareness and ability, vulnerable. The gazelle represents supreme grace. With every move, this awe-inspiring beauty emits sophistication and elegance. Gazelle personalities are often hyper-aware of their surroundings, bordering on hyper-vigilant, and this can inhibit them from enjoying the beauty they've spent so much effort cultivating. No more worrying about all those predators out there in the wild. When this card appears, it's time to get back to the present moment. Sit down, find your breath, and acknowledge the bounty that surrounds you. Let it nourish your gentle spirit. When in balance, graceful, perceptive, artistic. When out of balance, food allergies, insomnia, racing mind. To bring into balance, yin yoga, a cozy home, and good food. Yeah, so again, focus on your spiritual practices, your rituals, your routines. You know, do your best to be mindful and present in the moment so that you can appreciate all of the beauty and bounty and abundance that the universe has already brought to you. It's going to help inspire you during those moments where you feel blocked, you start to overthink, and you feel like things aren't moving in your favor. Understand that, you know, everything is happening for you, and eventually it's all going to work out. And in the midst, make sure, Pisces, during the month of May, that you are finding time to reconnect with yourself, with spirit, meditate, do yoga, go on nature walks, do what you got to do to ground and center. I hope these messages were beneficial for you, Pisces, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much.